I'm Sarah, welcome to today's video. I got a request for someone who wanted to see my python enclosures, so I thought I'd give you a little tour today. I'm going to be doing a complete overhaul of their tanks today, a big clean, substrate change, disinfect, stuff like that, so I thought I'd show you all that while I give you a tour of their enclosure. So this is my Jungle Python Tarzans enclosure. I'll get him out in a sec. It is 1.2 meters wide, 1 meter high, 60 centimeters deep. I had the enclosure custom built, and then I did the interior myself, or the foam grouting rock work myself. So yeah, I'll get him out for you. Have a look. So this is Tarzan, my Jungle Python. He is about to shed, so he's very dark at the moment. See if you can see his head. His eyes are getting a bit cloudy, so he probably won't want to be out too long, but I'll put him in a separate tub. Hello, handsome. Yes, I love you so much. Yes, you do. He's usually beautiful gold and black, but he's a bit of a brown boy at the moment. My dog's just on his dog bed underneath, trying to sniff his tail. So Tarzan is 4 years old. I got him 4 years ago. He's a jungle python native to northern Queensland. He is probably fully grown. He's over 2 meters. I haven't weighed him in a while, so I can't tell you what he weighs. I think he might be 2 kilos. He's very beautiful. He's been gentle his whole life. He's an absolute sweetheart. Camera. Can you see the camera? So he has been in this enclosure 2 years. I built it once he got too big for his last one. And he thoroughly enjoys it. He really loves it. He makes use of all the spaces. I find he's a really good display animal in it, which is all I use him for. I don't breed my reptiles or anything like that. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this little cage tour, renovation, what have you. Here's just a quick tour of what it looks like before I do a bit of an overhaul. As you can see from cleans, mulch has run a bit low. There's a couple little pooey spots. So to disinfect his enclosure, I just get water with a little bit of F10 mixed up to the recommended solution, and my reptile scrubbing toothbrush. I'm just gonna go in there and give all of the surfaces a scrub down, clean up any nasty bits. And then I take my F10 solution that I make up. I have it marked so that no one else in the house uses it for anything else. And I just surface spray everything. I just have Yuki mulch for the bottom of his enclosure. I just spread it around so it's deeper at the back, lower at the front, so that he doesn't get it in all the grooves of the what are you eating? Oh, that's okay. Sorry. In all the grooves of the glass tracks. And then I have had Hoover vacuum. Great tool if you've got reptiles that like to throw substrate in the grooves. Looking beautiful with fresh mulch. Smells so nice. So then I'll just put his hide in the corner there. Believe it or not, he does still fit in that. And then put his greenery back up. When I built this enclosure, I put in just rubber tubing into select parts to be able to slide plants in easily. I don't always use all of the holes since I change them around, so, oh, hang on, put that in the wrong one. Change them around so that he has different things in different places. Can't always remember where all of the holes are, so bear with me. There's one up there. And so that just gives him a little bit of coverage, some stuff to hide in. Go back a bit further. There we go. He's in a tub at the moment, just hanging to get back in. So, the mechanics of this tank. When I built it, it has air vents on either side for good airflow. It is made from spray foam and installation foam stuck to the back, then carved out to look like rock. And then I covered the rock in a couple layers of tile grout, and then I spray painted it all and then texture painted it all to look like real rock, and then I covered it in 3 or 4 layers of clear water pond sealant. All of this is in a video that I'll add in the description, show you how I make enclosures like this. The wood, I just found fallen trees, put them onto a steady wooden base so they can also be moved around, taken out if I change my mind. They're not permanent fixtures. One of the best features of this tank, best/worst, is I put a plumber's pipe corner in the tank. So he has a little hide midway up the enclosure that he loves. He spends all of his time either in that pipe or up on his basking shelf. He barely ever uses the bottom hide unless it's a really hot day. And even then, sometimes he just hangs out in the corner of the tank. But he loves that hide. Best because he loves it. Worst thing because if he poos in it, I have no idea what happens in the middle section. He could have a little hoard of something there and I would have no idea, except that it doesn't smell. So I assume he's eating all his meals. He loves it. So it's hard to clean. So there's a little bit of like scraped away paint there where he's pooed, and I've tried to clean it because I spray painted the tunnel and I still sealed it and everything, but it just wasn't porous enough to really hold the sealant, so it comes off. So every now and then I just repaint, reseal, or just put a little bark in the openings. What else? So the lighting heating setup in here is, when I had the tank built, I had a fixture put in that I don't use. It's not plugged in, but I have the option there if I ever need a light bulb, if I sell the tank one day, all that's there. For heating, I have 2 radiant heat panels on the roof. In summer, I only have 1 on, so that's over his main basking platform, and that gets to about 32 to 35 degrees depending on the day. In winter I have them both on so that it keeps the tank warmer. For lighting, I just have an LED light strip running across the top. That's on a timer so it goes off at night. His heat stays on at night because when I first got him, he got a couple of respiratory infections, and so he just has the option of heat at all times now. He hasn't had a respiratory infection in about 3 years, but I just don't want to chance it. And I have a heat schedule for all my other reptiles, like all my lizards, their lights and heat go off at night, but my snakes, their heat stays on because I find they move around at night too, so sometimes they want the heat at night. They've always just got the option of heat, and his tank is so big that he can always escape it if he wants. So that sits at 33 currently, but I've had the door open for a while, some heat's escaped. And then under there, he's got a temperature difference of 25, 23 over there. This could be cold because it's wet. 23, 23, 27 on his log. So he's got a couple different temperature gradients that he can move around to. Yeah, so that's his tank. I think that's all the features. I'll drop a link in the comments of where I get my radiant heat panels from. Also, all my enclosures have little animal placards on them, give a bit of information about the animal, and I'll also link you to their website. It's a great website. Great company. So that's his enclosure all done, and I'm sure he's very keen to get back into his house because he is ready to shed, so he's probably not feeling very comfortable. So we'll go put him in. This is a lovely cuddle of my fingers, thank you. Oh gosh, how embarrassing. So that is the complete setup. New mulch, water dish, hide in the bottom left corner, heat spot in the top left corner, hide midway up, and bottom right, midway right. So he has lots of shelving options, various heat gradients going on in there, lots of hiding options, climbing structures. There's just heaps for him to do in there, and he is quite an active snake, and I think that's because he has things to do. It's good to, you know, you can give them the basics, heat, food, water, but it's really nice to give them something naturalistic that they can explore. They can display natural behaviors, they can choose which space they want to be in. They don't just have A or B that they can go to. They've got multiple areas and spaces they can explore and choose to be in. Thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting and informative and really cool to watch, and maybe gave you some cool ideas for your python enclosures or snake enclosures. Anything I mentioned in the video I'll drop in the bio below, links and things like that. Have a great day.